Let's talk about what has been playing out in Makoko, the demolition. We were talking about the Oworonshoki and now the Makoko incidents. Let's bring in Enia Bitobi Kiyunu, founder, Hope Center Project Executive Director. It's called The Educator. Thank you so much for coming on the program. Madam, can you hear me? If you can help me unmute your device.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you. So one of the things we like to always find out is to bring what you can call the eyewitness report in that sense. As to what has been playing out with this Makoko demolition. What do you know? What have you seen? And what are the concerns?
Okay. So I'm Dr. Eniabito Bikuinu, and we've been in Makoko since 2009 through the LASG Hope Center project, and we've been running projects with the people in Makoko. In 2012, we had the issue of demolition by the then government, but it was stopped at that time. And then recently, there was a request by the government, from what I know, because like I said, we've been in Makoko since 2009. We have a school project, we have a health outreach, we have a church there. And so we are quite integrated with the community. And so I found out that there was a request to remove the people from under the power line, 30 meters or so from under the power line. There were conversations with the ballet and the need for safety for the people and the nation, and generally. So that was agreed upon, and the demolition was to focus on removing the people from under the power line, 30 meters, and the places were marked. But then this continued beyond that 30 meters to 100 meters, and right now almost into, clearing almost all the structures on the water. Now, the challenge is that the people were not aware that this was going to happen. And so it came suddenly. What they were aware of was the 30 meters. And right now there's chaos, there's confusion, there has been loss of lives that have been told by the community. And some of them have been, I know one person, his name is Toby Aide, has been carried away because he was trying to defend his home and community, to say that this was not what was agreed on, and it was whisked away and is yet to be returned. And so that is the current situation. The exercise has not stopped. Sunday, Monday, Christmas Day, and it was sad. It actually started just before Christmas, New Year. So they've actually not had a good end of the year.
So let me understand. From what I read and what I have heard is that they initially, because of the power line, it was about 250 meters. There were some negotiations that went on, and they shifted it to about 100 meters. So what is the concern here? Is the government doing beyond what they agreed with the community itself?
So there may be some misunderstanding in the conversation with the government. What the community is aware of is there was a negotiation for 100 meters, and it was moved to the 30 meters. And right now it's beyond even 100 meters. So that is where the concern is. The negotiation was 30 meters, and then it's beyond 100 meters currently.
Okay, so let's talk about the safety of the community itself, because a number of visits to Makoko have revealed squalid conditions of living, even though the people are traditionally, coastal dwellers and they're adapted. But the squalor is what is concerning. And I wonder if the work of development experts and non-governmental organizations have helped to transform the lifestyle of the dwellers in recent years. So talk to us about some of the things that you have seen in the area, and perhaps this has also informed the decision of the government to move in and change the outlook of the place in line with its urban renewal drive.
I think you almost said chase, but yes, the squalor, I totally agree that something has to be done about this current situation there. I know that there have been conversations because I've spoken to a few of the ballets to ask what kind of conversations have gone on. I know there have been conversations about developing the area, building housing that the people can move into, and then while the area is properly developed. I know that nothing has been done yet concerning that, and I believe that that is really where we should be looking at. There has really not been much done since I've been there in terms of development. And so I want to say, knowing them, they are not a troublesome group of people. They are willing to do whatever it's been asked to do. They are a very resourceful set of people. I'm sure, I don't know if you know, at least 70% of the smoked fish in Nigeria is, in Lagos, excuse me, is produced from there. They are very strong people, artisans. So I believe that if you bring there are quite a number of organizations working within the community that understand the community. And if they are brought to the drawing board, I believe that a solution can be arrived at that will not look at them as pests to be cleared, but as people, resources to be harnessed. I believe there's a lot of resources we can harness from that community as a nation and as a state. And I think that having, not just talking to the ballet, but there are people that have been working there for years, bringing them as advisory individuals into the board, to the drawing board, to look at what can be done, because we want that area improved. I agree with you, it's an eyesore, but then we cannot eliminate, we can't chase them. There are over 500,000. We can't just chase them away from there and say, and reclaim that land. So I think that is where the current conversation that we should be having.
Speaking of something else that we should be having at this time, talk to us about the human part. You mentioned 500,000. How many people have been displaced so far as a result of the ongoing demolition? What's happening to them? Where are they putting up? And what has happened to their livelihoods?
Wow, yeah. If you've been there, and I'm still going back there today, is, for instance, the Toby Ide that was whisked away, he actually provides water and education to the community. I'm sure you know school resumed on Monday, most of them, because there are quite a number of schools on water. Most of the schools have been, pulled down, or some have started pulling down their structures. Students there have not been able to attend school. I'm sure you can see some of the pictures. The people are actually living in their boats under the Third Mainland Bridge or in the open air. And so it's not looking good at all. It's not something that you will wish for another human being. And like I said, they are not pests, they are human beings, very resourceful. I will say that again. And we can benefit tremendously from the resources they bring by, having better conversations.
So let's talk about that alternative plan. Where is it at the moment? Because when you call out the numbers, it's very concerning. 500,000 people, that's a lot of, that's some massive number of people moving them. But in the entirety, is it the entire Makoko area that will be demolished, or just some aspect? Because what we hear from what you're raising now is that It was initially 250, then 100, then you said 30, but now you said they've gone beyond 100 meters under the high tension or the cables now. So in terms of conversation around alternative plans, well, by that I mean relocation, how is that going?
Like I said, no conversations. I really don't have much to say about that because I really don't know. I've spoken with the ballet, and they are the ones that have been talking with the government, and they don't have any information towards that also. So we will need the government to actually educate us properly on the relocation plan that is put in place. I think we have one of the indigents, one of the ballet's son. It was actually his brother that was weeks away, and he has been at the forefront. I think he has joined us now. But just like answering your question, nobody knows right now what that plan is, and I think that is the agitation for them as a community. They have said, I've asked the ballet, are you willing to, work with government and, do whatever it takes to clean up that place and make it look good? And they are willing. And so there's a need, but they don't really know what the plans the government has for them. And I believe there will be a plan. It's just that it needs to be communicated.
What's the sense, what is the situation? I'm trying to get into the dire situation, how difficult it is for the people of that area. When you talk with them, when you meet with them, so what has been halted so far? I'm talking maybe economic activity, academic activity. What exactly has been affected with this demolition exercise?
Everything. Everything. And I think, as I said, I have Benjamin here. You can also speak to that. Everything has been definitely, I mean, if their homes are pulled down, and for some of them, they did not know that, they were not expecting it. And so they were not prepared. So it's a different thing if you are prepared. Some of them were prepared for the 30 meters. And so they had started pulling down their structures themselves. And I was there on the 27th of December. I was on the water because we had an outreach and we had to pass the water. And we saw people already pulling down their structures, and some were not. And we're saying these people need to pull down their structures because these 30 meters will affect them. But now the people that have been affected were people that were not under that 30 meters, under the 100 meters, and so they were not prepared. And so everything is grounding to a halt. They are not working. I have a staff there who have not seen for a week because they've not been able to go to work, and because they are busy rushing, trying to pull things down so that they don't suffer a colossal loss. Because it's cheaper for you to pull down your house and keep your wood and sell than for it to be destroyed. And that is what is happening. So there is a despair, there is heaviness, there is I mean, it's just not it's really sad to watch the state.
We understand that Benjamin has since joined us now on the program. Just to quickly establish that he is also a member of the community. I'm trying to look for his exact details here. But he'll be talking to us. Let's quickly bring in Benjamin. Benjamin, talk to us about what Makoko currently looks like. We understand there was an agreement that the demolition will affect 100-meter setback by the power line, but that it has been breached and it's now reaching to 30 meters. So what does it look like now? Is it the entirety of Makoko that has gone down, or there are still some parts that are left? And what are you hearing, either by proxy or directly from government? Are they returning to take down the entire Makoko?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Benjamin, the son of Aishib Bale Jejefel in Makoko community. I'm a member of the educator. I work with the educator, the general educator people, here in Lagos, Nigeria. Okay. So far, since December 2028, since we gave out the announcement that we should take our homes back from the power line 30 meters away. So that was the first initial agreement the government has with our leaders, with our stakeholders. And also, we also have student forums. We have student forums that are also being part of this workforce, working with the leaders. So when we met with Mr. Oki Bola, the one that gave out this authorization for taking away homes. So we went there on the water, and we measured it from the power line to our buildings, and 30 meters were taken away. 30 meters were taken away. 30 meters was taken away. So the next day, the next 2-3 days, the community also gathered again, and went back to his office to give a report of the 30 meters houses being demolished. And what he said to us was, are we very sure that we have taken away the 30 meters? That when he got the report, he's still not showing that anything has yet been done. And in that meeting, he also told them that they should go back and take away about 20 meters again. Total would be 50 meters. That was the report we had. And the work continues. They were clearing our homes. They were pulling out tear gases. This is one of the tear gases in my hand that they threw to us. It affected me for over 3 days. I could not go to work. This is one of the tear gases in my hand as a proof. So even before we were taking down the 30 meters, my brother also was shot with tear gas that he fainted, and he was rushed to a general hospital. Dr. Any Abitu people, have to give him the permission. So a board meeting, I have to last for 2 days. I have to last for 1 day. I have to Makoko just to help my people to ensure that there is no violence, nobody is fighting them. So from there, after 1 day that we left Oki office, Jonah came out the next day. We saw it in Jonah that our community demolition had to be 100 meters. It was a shock to everybody. People that did not plan any kind of dialogue with us. They did not plan of any relocation with us. There is no plan of taking us to any kind of settlement. There is no any kind of bridge agreement. And they refused to give us a paper documentation.
Benjamin, can you hear me? Benjamin? Oh dear. If you can hear me, I wanted to find out. I understand you're not leaving your house because you don't want it demolished. So I wanted to find out whether the demolition man has come or not, or whether it's within the area. Did you hear can you hear me now? Benjamin, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I said I understand that you're not leaving your house because you're worried that your house will be demolished. So the people demolishing, are they around your area now? Or what exactly is happening? If you can respond to that in 30 minutes. In 30 seconds, I should say,
okay.
Right?
They are around us, security men with guns in their hand, different department officials with guns. And I was of them to work with the workforce, the student workforce, and with the leader workforce. So as a son of Bale in the community, and also I also work in the education sector with the educator, Dr. Nabitobi. So when Mr. Oki told them 100 meter, they started removing the 100 meter without explanation. They don't even give any kind of announcement. We were the one that go on the boat with speakers, with megaphone, telling our people, remove your roof, take out your things, move your children to the land. So we were the one making this announcement. So Mr. Oki told us, last week Thursday, that the commander in charge of this demolition is the one that knows exactly where this demolition is going to end. So we went and met with him on Friday.
Benjamin,
and
we're totally
he
out
said
of time.
it's only one person.
If you can hear me, I think you've made your case. The government would have the time to respond to all of this in due course. But I must thank you, Benjamin, who is the son of the ballet in that area. Also, Nyabito B. Kiuno is the founder, the Hope Center Project, and Executive Director, the Educator. These issues, it's a developing story, so we'll keep you updated as the audience as far as the issue of Makoko is concerned. But in just a moment, we'll be talking to one of the commissioners in Lagos State. He's in charge of waterfront development. Maybe he has some responses as to some of these issues, but that will be after this break. Join us again.